I want to start this interview off by catching the essence of the mixtape. You mentioned someone by the name of Golden Tate. Who is he and how did he impact your life enough for you to dedicate a whole mixtape to him?
You know, Golden Tate, he was like a real inspiration to me because he cared about the music. I feel like that's missing in today's industry, and he motivated me. I don't know if he knew that, but he motivated me as an artist, and I feel like, you know, we was gonna do a lot of dope things in the future to come. He one night, man, you can ask Hendrix, the engineer, that was my old engineer out in Hampton. We met up and one night we made like 4 records in a row. We just vibed together and took it from there. His energy and his charisma is really what made him, and it's unfortunate that his life got taken. So I want to keep his legacy going in my music. That's my plan.
All right. In your first single, I Taught Myself the Game, it kind of set the tone for this whole mixtape. Did you really drop out of school to pursue your music career? And if so, do you believe you made the right decision and why?
I feel like I'm the best at what I'm doing. And I feel like it's just a matter of time for it. And it's just filling in gaps to where I'm flawed. And I always had a confidence in the music, but I was playing basketball. And you know, when I finally made that decision, I got with people who put me in the right position and had the knowledge for the business. It's just a matter of time. It ain't much to talk about with that.
Alright. You say a mouthful on your first single. One lyric that stood out to me the most was, "Walked out of my session and now you won't touch my session again." Elaborate on that a little bit for me.
You know, I record with a passion, you know, because I feel like it's bigger than me as an artist. I feel like somebody out there need that kind of material to get through their day. And so it's me. Like when I'm up at 4:30 in the morning, I'm headed to work. I listen to music to kind of keep me going. And you know, Slim Hood, my brother, you know, I respect him as much as, you know, anybody respects anybody in a position of doing great things. So it was just a time frame to where I kind of was recording in his session, and he was recording me, and I was, you know, I had my eyes closed, vibing out, and I looked up, and there was another engineer there. And to this day, I take that personally. You know, I still love him, I still support him, but you know, I feel like just being in that setting and developing as an artist, I feel like that'll take a hit on my career because I'm gonna be thinking about that moment. I can't get that out of my mind right now. So I really just realigned my team and you know, just staying focused with the decisions I make going forward. So yeah.
So you and Slim are on good terms now.
We on great terms. I owe him $1,000, you know, for wrecking the truck in Texas, but you know, I say in February I'm gonna pay him off, so I'm not really worried about the money. You know, the money is money, but you know, relationship, no matter it's your mama or your brother, you know, that's most important. And I think people don't realize how important it is to value relationships, you know, because if you don't, then you know, you can lose a good person in your life, and you can lose the commitments they have and ambitions for their future.
Alright. On your single, Mind My Business, you reference how the music industry has taken away from your personal relationships, like not knowing how old your niece is or the last time you were at the bar kicking it with your friends. How has making that sacrifice impacted you, and what would you like for your family and friends to know who haven't had the quality time with you?
Man, that's a deep question. You know, Mind My Business was a song that really made me cut off my recording because it felt like an album record, and it kind of was personal to me. You know, my little niece, you know, I struggle with the age, you know, of her because I'm so motivated in what I'm doing and staying consistent. And in this business, you move so fast that all your friends hit you up. They want you to come out and do things. Your family wants you to come to events, but you got to shoot this music video today. and this is gonna take care of all of them. So what you gonna do? Stop that? Not take care of your family, or focus on the event that you can go to next year? So a lot of times, I kind of miss out on family events and miss out on family time because I'm focused on the bigger picture, and that ain't never gonna change.
So to piggyback on that question, what would you like for your family and friends to know who haven't had that quality time with you?
That I'm doing it for them. You know, just like anybody else that's out here that needs it. You know, the music I make is personal to me. It's not like I'm trying to cater to a certain crowd or look for any kind of response or feedback. I'm trying to get through the day to day. I'm trying to get through my own demons and my own situations, and I just talk about it. You know, it's like talking to a priest to me. And if you catch on, you catch on. If you don't, I'm gonna make it anyway. You know what I'm saying? So.
Alright. You were comical with your singles On My Scrotum, My Shit, and On the Outro. However, you still managed to stay consistent lyrically.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like you had a lot of fun with it and included a lot more features. What did you enjoy most about creating this mixtape?
You know, this is the first time I had full creative control. You know, I feel like Bungie's, you know, I salute him because he lets me be my full self. And if a lot of people don't know, Cuttaman 100Gran is his executive producer. He knows his sound, he just don't know what the hell he's doing on these computers. Which I'm buying a, you know, MacBook to really learn for myself, because that's something that I want to advance as an artist to know. But I just feel like, man, when you having fun and you had a charisma into making these records and creating them, you kind of get into a zone to where you can't stop. But like I said before, Mind My Business was the first record to make it feel like, damn, that's an album type record. You gotta cut that short. So.
Alright, now let's jump into getting to know Cuttaman. You claim to give the world polished, and you refer to yourself as Scottie Pippen and a Goldstein. Are those alter egos, or and what exactly is polished?
Very much so. All those names are alter egos because what I was telling Slim a while back when I was making On Lane was that you can't put me in a box or a category. I'm not, I got bars, but if I want to wake up and feel like Design and say, hey, that's how I feel. And I make music off my emotions and how I feel. So I feel like those are things that make you as an artist and separate you from the next man. If I can put my personality into a record, I'm not gonna be you. So every sound, every ad-lib, every verse, everything in the record is your separation. So that's big to me.
Where do you get the Scottie Pippen and the Goldstein from? Like, elaborate on that.
First of all, Scottie Pippen is one of the greatest players of all time. I looked up to Scottie Pippen. And, you know, I value Scottie Pippen. And, you know, the name, I'm a very creative person. So I just took his name and, you know, I've been pimping since I was 15. That's a real thing. I got it on my face. You know what I'm saying? I got 33 on my face. That's a real thing that people, I don't know if they caught on yet. If they don't, then, you know, I'm sipping on them. You know, but I feel like...
What's polish? Explain that.
I think that's a good question because people got that mixed. Polish is how you sustain your situations in uncomfortable situations. Just like this interview. You know, this was done last minute. So I feel like polish is being in the presence with everybody in their positions and aligning them to make sure it goes correctly. It's about doing your role, handling your business, and making sure things align like we planned it 2 months ago. That's polish.
Do you believe you've grown as an artist, and what lessons have you learned through this journey?
Man, I feel like that's what I'm proud of most for myself. You know, I don't worry about the money. I don't worry about no fame. I worry about my growth, because I remember when I was in my dorm room and I ain't have shit and I ain't have no kind of guidance with people helping me. I had my ideas and my spirit and what I believe in, and that's my sound. And I feel like this has been a long journey, but it's only gonna make you better when you're learning every day and you're doing it passionately and you're doing it without paying attention to doubters and haters. You know, it's a lot of people that's in this industry that try to bring you down because they see you progressing. But I don't make music for nobody. I could give a damn if you listen to it today or tomorrow. I'm in this to get my thoughts out, and once I get my thoughts out, I damn near wanted to do Bungie's job because I care about the quality of the sound. That's why I commend the newer artists, because I feel like they understand that if it sounds good, we can say anything that we want.
It's a little off the record, but explain your relationship with Bungie's.
Bungie's is my best friend. He don't know it. You know, I feel like he's the only one I'm following on Instagram, by the way. You know, because he's gonna dictate my life, and I'm gonna make sure he good in any way I can. You know, it's funny because his phone was off for about, it felt like 8 months, but it was only for like a couple of days. And you know, I was calling my shorty, and I was like, damn, call the hospitals. Bungees may be out of commission for real. You know what I'm saying? So we got to get in contact with him ASAP. I hit Audio Box, and you know, I talked to the owner, and he told me I should go on Facebook and see if he on there, and he was. So we was good. I got a lot of respect for him, and I value his music as well, and I value him as a man, because there's a lot of people out here that's following people and they don't know their identity. I feel like he knows himself as a man. That's the biggest thing before any of this music shit.
If you were in a position where you had to prove who you were as an artist to people reluctant to give you a chance, what do you believe sets you apart from other artists?
My personality. Period. I'm not saying nothing else. My personality.
Personality?
Yeah, go to the next question.
Alright. Well, now let's jump into getting to know Cuttaman. You claim to give the world polish and refer to yourself as Scottie Pippen and a Goldstein. Are those alter egos, and what exactly is polish?
Definitely alter egos. You know, as I stated before, polish is a separation to where you kind of put yourself to where you're in front of the world and you're in the microscope of being seen by people who want to judge you. So I take it as flattery. I'm gonna do different things that you ain't never seen. Excuse me. I'm gonna do different things that you ain't never seen just because I feel comfortable at doing them. And I want you to understand that this is my real life. What was the other two questions?
The other one's what sets you apart from other artists, and where does, you know, Goldstein and Scottie Pippen come from?
I don't want to be them. Period. And Goldstein is an old white male that loves basketball. I don't know if he loves women or not, but I see his Instagram flooded with a lot of beautiful women. And he's a fashionist. I don't know if that's a word, but I'm a real fashionist. And I plan on having a fashion business in my future. So I feel like I relate to him a lot. So Cuttaman, what I learned over the years, is a person who is a chameleon. Whoever he wants to be, he taps into that energy and makes his full, I would say, repertoire and swagger of that person. And it's like, you know, not right now. When I get further down the lines, I'm gonna make an album called Cuttaman Goldstein, and I'm gonna really tap into that person, and I'm gonna really make records that make me feel like him, you know.
Do you believe you've grown as an artist, and what lessons have you learned through this whole entire music journey?
Man, I feel like, as I stated before, man, I'm just nobody sound like me, and that's my biggest. That's my most proudest. I don't care if that's not a word. That's my most proudest moment in this shit because it's too many people in the world doing the same thing I'm doing. I hate that already because I don't want to be shit like them. But to lock in with Bungees, to lock in with Slim Hood, and to find myself, that's the happiest thing I can do. I don't care if people stream my music or download it. You know, of course, yeah, I care, but my incentive is to grow every day as an artist. I play my shit when I'm by myself, 4:30 in the morning. I'm laughing at this. You know what I'm saying? It's comical to me. You know, because I now have the sound that I always wanted. You know, and it's to the point where we can take it as far as we want to take it, as long as I get some more money.
If you were put in a position where you had to prove who you were as an artist to people reluctant to giving you a chance, what do you believe would set you apart from the other artists?
You know, branding. As you can see, Still Cookin 2 hoodies are now available. You know, they're in stores, wherever you want to get them. We're going to get them to you. You know, I'm big on branding myself, and I'm big on knowing who I am as an artist, as a man. You know, and I as I said again, I don't want to be like nobody. I really want to just stay in my lane, caress my girl, and mind my business. That's it. And make some money. But if you ain't trying to make no money, then I don't know what you're going anywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Now, you know I already have to follow up with a question for the ladies. What is your relationship status?
This is my girl right now. American-born moonshine apple pie. I treat this with care. I caress it. And I make sure that I am there for her when she needs me.
Alright. If there was anything you wanted your fans to get from your music, what would that be?
That I'm them. I'm a normal guy. I'm a cabinet delivery guy. I move boxes off the truck. You know, I'm not a gangster. I'm not a street guy. You know, I love women. I caress them and I make sure they're okay. You know, and I play my music. I dissect the music. I listen to a lot of artists, and I make sure that I stay true to myself. You know, my only goal is to buy my mom a big brick house. That's all I care about. If it's not about this business, if it's not about this money, I don't care too much about it.
You mentioned Lil Wayne a lot in your raps and even personal conversation. How has he impacted your rap career? If he's your go-to person of how you get your inspiration?
He's the reason I'm doing it. Period.
Period.
There's nothing else to say.
Through this process from past experiences, what advice would you like to give to any upcoming artists or to anyone chasing their dreams?
In just music?
To anyone. You seem to be an optimistic person to me, so what kind of advice would you give to someone who's out there, you know, wanting to take that chance on their dreams?
Get $100,000. And once you get $100,000, be creative as you can be. And don't let nobody box you in no box. Don't let nobody put you in no box. Don't have you in a situation where you guessing yourself. Because once you get an idea, you know, you gotta understand that idea don't just fall out the sky. That's an idea that you thought about when you was dreaming. You thought about it when you was awake. You thought about it when you was at work. You thought about it when you was with your family. This is a real thing that you think about consistently. So I feel like just be a creator and pursue creatorship. That may not again be a word. Pursue creatorship and understand that you are the creator. You are the one who makes whatever's in your mind possible. Nobody can see that. I can count on my finger how many people helped me invest in my business. I can count on my finger how many people who put in my pot and told me knowledge in this business. Shout out to J.O. Hardworker out in Detroit. Shout out to Dorian Albrighton. Shout out to Cuttaman. Shout out to Shonda Sandusky. Shout out to Slim Hood. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my girls. You know what I'm saying? Because this is a thing that it's history. Everything we doing is history. I do it for the history. I don't do it for nothing else. When I die, this is gonna live on. And I just value people's stories and their opinions because I've lived one hell of a life. If I died today, man, I am pleased. And you can probably guess why.
Tell me about those struggles. Tell me about those struggles for pursuing your dreams that you had to endure to get to where you are now.
I kind of don't want to tell you too much because that's what my album is for. You know, but, you know, if I had to sum it down, you know, I was homeless a lot. You know, I was, you know, I made a lot of bad decisions. My parents was awesome. You know, I probably got the best parents in the world. You know what I'm saying? But Cuttaman 100Gran is going to be him and can't nobody change him. You know, and my father told me I could be whoever I want to be when I was a young kid. So I remember that, and I'm doing it right now. It feels, you know, it's kind of crazy because it's like when we was playing ball growing up, that's all I knew. All I knew was basketball. I didn't know nothing else. And it's like now I'm learning life. You know, I like moonshine. I'm buying this shit every weekend now. You know, just because I feel like Cuttaman 100Gran when I'm on moonshine. I wouldn't know that when I was playing sports because I didn't do nothing. I didn't do no drugs. I didn't drink because I was so focused on being the best shooting guard in the world.
At what point in your life did you know that music was the next step that you had to take?
When I heard Lil Wayne drop 3, he said, I got them 24 inches sitting on them Joe Buttons in the trunk straight jumping, bitch. I can't hear nothing. Though I might do the Spurs sitting on them Tim Duncans. And in them Lamborghinis, I do donuts like Duncans. How come every bad bitch with a pussy wanna fuck them? But I just feed them drugs and just watch them fuck each other. My neck was 100 and my wrist was another. I make a pussy wet, I leave that bitch with a puddle on these beats. I'm a dog, I should rap with a muzzle. Peyton Manning flow, I just go no huddle. When I heard no huddle, I was playing with Chris Hemphill. That's my brother. You know, he been in my corner for years. That's a real day one. We was playing Madden growing up. I was probably the best player in the world with T.O. when he was on the Eagles. And it was like I used to, in the training camps, I used to hold triangle to go no huddle. So when I heard Wayne say, on these beats, I'm a dog, I should rap with a muzzle. Peyton Manning flow, I just go no huddle. When I heard that, I said, I'm going to be a rapper. I knew it. I was just doing basketball because, nigga, I could do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's in me. It don't make me, though. That's what people don't understand. You, as a person, what you do don't make you. That's a part of you. That's one little micro thing in you. You are of many things. You are a God. For real.
So what can your fans expect from you next, Cuttaman? Any new projects you're working on that we should be anticipating?
Man, I got so much music, man. I got a single called I'm On, man. Bungie's mixed the hell out of that. You know, it's going to be on Scotty ATL's mixtape with a collaborative effort of major artists and, you know, different various artists hosted by DJ Clout. And, you know, I got that coming. It's coming in the middle of January. I got a single I'm gonna put out with Coast to Coast Mixtapes. They emailed me and they want me to put out a record through them. I got that. I got a Ball Hard compilation coming, records with them. I gotta Blame It on Blaze. Blaze was a guy that, you know, I met in West Virginia. I love him, man. He good people, but he held Still Cookin' too. He held Still Cookin' too so long that I feel like it was an embarrassment to my fans. So I gotta come with a whole nother mixtape and blame it on him. The title was called Blame It on Blaze. Just because I feel like that's a smack in the face. When I used to, you know, wait on artists growing up, I was stuck to the computer. Me and Chico the Bars, that's my best friend here in Canada, hooping. You know, we used to sit by the computer when Wayne would drop his mixtape. We used to sit by the computer with any other artist that we wanted to hear their music the night before. So I feel like being in this position now, my fans do the same thing. So I gotta get them before, you know, shout out to Q Turner. He want me to make my album and really be consistent in making music that we can sell, which is understandable, but I feel like as an artist, with the generation we in now, is being consistent and releasing music on a constant basis. And putting out music in March and letting my wave just sit, I feel like that's not something that I would do in my position. So I feel like I want to give my fans 2 mixtapes, couple singles, and go in the dungeon and make some classic shit. You know what I'm saying? Make something that I know we can do. It's just gonna be a whole nother energy that I gotta get into. And I gotta feel comfortable that my fans got what they wanted.
Well, this concludes our interview. Is there anything you would like to say to your supporters or let them know that we didn't cover?
Get some money. Period.
School and taught myself the game.